Hi guys, welcome to the Dose Sports podcast where we wrap up the week of sport that has passed. My name is Arjun and I'm joined by Ruben today. How's it going, Ruben?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
I'm alright, just amped up on footy really. Just Kane finals around the corner.
That's true.
Alright, I think we start off the recap of the round. First game of the round, Para versus Melbourne at Bankwest. Pretty low scoring game. Melbourne obviously with 0 points and had a lot of injuries. Do you think this is a sign that Para can win the premiership?
I personally don't. I reckon it was the pretenders this year.
Yeah.
I don't see them winning the comp. But first time Storm's been held to 0 since, 2014 I think it is?
Yeah, I think so. It's 5 or 6 years, which is pretty good.
But yeah, for me, it was still pretenders. Even though they're beating too many bottom 8 teams by low margins. Yeah. They lost to the Dragons last week. I don't see them winning the comp.
Yeah, I think this is... They're still a few years off winning the comp. I think the three main contenders, I say Melbourne, Roosters and Penrith at this stage.
Yeah.
But they should have really put the Storm away with all the injuries they had. Both Camerons, none of them there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't seen them put any teams away often this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're good enough to win it.
Yeah. This first game on Friday night, we saw Penrith absolutely pump the Sharks. Very convincing performance, showing why they're probably the best team in the comp right now. And do you reckon they could win a premiership this year?
I reckon they can. They have the talent to, but I reckon they don't have enough big game experience. Yeah. So I still tip either Storm or Roosters to take it if they can get their injury sorted out before finals. Yeah. Because Penrith's been lucky. They're one of the teams that haven't had many injuries this year. Yeah. I think only really Kurt Capel's their biggest one that they've missed.
Yeah, 100% agree. Nathan Cleary in great form. I think he's there for Dalian, but I think that TikTok issue is going to leave him out of Dalian.
I personally reckon he's still going to win it, even with the TikTok 6 points or whatever.
Is this just 6 points?
It's 6 points, plus he didn't get to play those 2 games, so no points for those games
2 games
as well.
Yeah, he's absolutely dominating.
Yeah.
Second game on Friday night, Broncos put in a better performance, 24-28, but Dragons still got the job done with their new coach, Dean Young, I think that's first game for him. Wasn't very convincing from the Dragons. I thought they would put a lot more on Broncos, but Broncos, they played pretty good.
Yeah, they did. Did you see half-time? They actually did their pre-game warm-up again at half-time.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
So they did a warm-up in the sheds, proper, passing drills and everything in the sheds. I don't know, to stay... Because they were complaining about their second halves all year.
Yeah.
And this was actually one of the... After the game, Katoni Staggs talking about how much better their second half was, even though they still lost the game. Yeah. Which is surprising, but... it was a better performance by them, but still not good.
That Katoni Staggs, right? That was
incredible.
Really good.
That was gone.
I think he's there for Origin this year. He's got to
This year?
Yeah.
I don't know about this year. I reckon he'll be in the squad.
Yeah, but he'll be on the bench somewhere, I reckon.
You reckon?
Oh, because how long? Oh, Turbo will be back, will he?
Yeah, I think he will be back. Apparently, he's due back in a week or 2. He's not too far away.
That's huge for Manly, really. Yeah. Let's move to Saturday's games. The Raiders beat the Titans 36-16. Pretty good performance from the Raiders.
Yep.
Titans, they're still improving though. I think they're being obviously the best Queensland team. Yeah. And Raiders, I think even with the loss of Hodgson, we all thought, I think everyone thought they wouldn't do as well, and they've recovered pretty well. They beat Roosters without Hodgson and someone else.
Yeah. They didn't have. I can't remember, but they're going so much better than I thought.
I thought
they'd still make the 8, but I didn't think they would be pushing for top 4.
Top 4,
which they will be. I think Roosters and Raiders play each other in a couple of rounds. Yeah. And that game might decide who finishes 4th.
100%.
Did you see Papali's ankle tap on Fogarty?
Oh, that was unbelievable.
Right.
I reckon, how fast do you reckon he was going? Because they had the speed thing on Fox Sports, and it was Fogarty was going 32k an hour.
Oh, serious?
And Josh Papali catches him. He's a freak out.
That was proper freak. But he's costing me some fantasy. He's only playing 40 minutes a game lately because they're blowing their last 2 or 3 teams out. Yeah, so he just doesn't play as many minutes.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Costing me some points in fantasy.
Next game on Saturday, Roosters take on the Tigers and your team, the Roosters. Yeah. Pretty convincing performance without obviously the halves of Keary and Hutchinson. Oh, sorry, Keary and
Kiri was out and Lachlan Lamb was out.
Yep, that's the one.
So it's Flanagan and Hutchison.
Yeah. They played
pretty
good.
Well.
Yeah.
It was just a solid performance, I reckon, by Roosters. Yeah. And Morris brothers, when they're back, when they're both playing, doubles for both of them.
Yeah.
Birthday the next day, how good?
They're impressive. They get better with age, I reckon.
100%.
Do you reckon Brett Morris or Josh Morris will start on the wing for New South Wales?
Apparently they both said no.
So they said no.
Yeah, apparently, unless there's, even last year when Josh Morris played one game, they don't want to play unless there's a whole bunch of injuries. They reckon it should be the next group. And I think Fox will definitely have a spot.
Yeah, Fox will be wing.
Kotrick and Ferguson are fighting for that other one.
I don't think Fergo, he hasn't scored.
Yeah, I would pick Kotrick.
Right? Kotrick. He's in much better form.
Even Loki, Tupou was in pretty good form.
Yeah,
until he got injured.
I don't know what. Yeah, and when is he back?
Few weeks. He got syndesmosis, and that was. I don't know. He should be back. I think within 2 weeks. I want to say 2 weeks from now, but can't be sure.
Yeah. All right. Last game on Saturday night. Absolute blowout. Rabbitohs putting 50 on the Sea Eagles.
Yeah.
Really poor from the Sea Eagles, considering last week's performance against Knight.
Yeah.
I already thought this would be a really competitive game. Souths, has this consolidated their 8th spot?
I think so. I think they've locked in their spot. They're 3 wins ahead of 9th. So I think
I think so.
Yeah, so I think Sharks are the only one that could possibly lose their top 8 spot.
3 wins ahead of 9th.
But they towered them up. Manly's been so disappointing without Tom Trbojevic.
They have good spells and then they just can't put it all together.
And this is what... Do you think Daly Cherry Evans will keep his Australian spot?
No. I think...
Nathan Cleary? That's what I think.
I was thinking before the start of the year that the halves were going to be Munster 6, Keary 7.
Oh, yeah, all that, yeah.
But I don't think you can keep Nathan Cleary out of an Aussie spot at the way he's playing.
Yeah,
so I don't know how they'll rotate Munster, Keary and Cleary.
Yeah.
Today's game, Sunday's game, first game, Warriors versus Bulldogs.
Yep.
Well, probably... Warriors still put in a good performance, I reckon.
Yeah.
They played some good footy, both teams.
They
were a lot more expansive, especially the Bulldogs in the first half. They played a lot more.
You can just tell the quality so much lower compared to, watching both games today. Even the second game today, the quality I just thought was so much lower than so many other teams.
Yeah. The second game, obviously, Newcastle beat...
They beat... Gosh, I'm forgetting it now as well. Newcastle beat... it's gone from my head.
Actually,
it has gone from my head.
I just watched the game as well.
Yeah. Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah. I was like, alright.
So,
But to be fair, apparently it was 45 kilometre an hour winds. It was something ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. Well, 12-0 they beat them.
Yeah.
Very low scoring game.
Yeah. Ponga does not touch the ball enough. I reckon he's not active enough, and that kind of is separating him from being on that Tedesco level at the moment.
Yeah. However, if you look at the stats for this season, just based on stats, obviously it's not reflective on how well he's playing. He's having his best season ever. Run meters, try assists.
Yeah. I'm talking about support plays. Sometimes he's not pushing up through, and Knights aren't giving him the ball enough.
Yeah,
on the line.
I would have thought with Black Green coming, that just would have freed up Ponga, but still hasn't.
Didn't touch the ball enough.
Done that.
And mate, Scott Drinkwater and Ben Hampton had shockers.
They're
absolute shockers.
And I think that's on the back of them just getting rotated the whole year. Yeah. So they're just not really comfortable in their position.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But I think Scott Drinkwater should stay fullback and Hamiso on the wing. I think that's...
Valentine Holmes apparently back next week. So what would you do there?
So Valentine Holmes... Kyle Felt's obviously staying on one wing.
Stay.
Oh, that is actually tricky.
Yeah.
You can't leave Val
out. You can't leave him out. You're paying him $1 million or whatever.
I really like Hamiso though. He's been playing really
good. I think I personally would move Drinkwater to 6. I just like what Hampton's doing. I think I would move Drinkwater to 6.
Hampton was playing wing at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he just plays everywhere.
I don't know.
They kind of just plays wherever they can fill him in, but...
Yeah, it's a bit of shambles.
I'm surprised Jake Clifford isn't getting a run as well.
Yeah, he's an out-and-out 6, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on at that club.
We can play both halves, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think so. Val will come back, play fullback.
Probably, yeah.
Hamiso on the wing.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know how they manage that in the future.
Yeah.
Because how long is Val at Cowboys for?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know how long his contract is, but even one of the games this year, Val was playing wing and Hamiso was playing fullback.
Yeah, and I don't think that's right so early because you can just tell Hamiso he's still not Origin ready.
And you can't pay a winger close to $1 million.
Exactly. Yeah. 2025. Valentine Holmes contract.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they'll manage Hamiso and Holmes because obviously Hamiso is the next superstar.
Yeah.
He's a freak. All right. So I think we're going to move to ladder predictions. Top 4. Do we think that's set? Panthers, Storm, Eels, Roosters.
So I do. Obviously, Roosters and Canberra do play each other.
Yeah.
And I think that game will decide fourth, but I think Roosters will win that. Hopefully
Knights,
playing by then.
they have a pretty easy draw.
Yeah.
They've got Warriors next up and then a few other low teams because of that thing at the beginning of the year where I don't know how that worked where Roosters at Storm, Raid. I think it's the top 6 from last year.
Yeah.
Play those top 6 teams twice in the new draw.
Okay.
So they kind of got stitched up.
Yeah.
So do you reckon Roosters can take Canberra with their injuries that I have?
I think that game is 2 or 3 rounds away, and I think Crichton, Cordner, Sonny Bill should all be playing by then.
Yeah.
And Luke Keary possibly. Did you see him go off the field? I thought he was going to be gone for the season.
Yeah.
And then they're like, fractured rib, he'll be back in 2 weeks. And I was like,
yeah, he went in an ambulance straight after the game, so I was like, he's done for the season.
Yeah.
Well, I think ever since Radley got injured for you boys, he's kind of been...
Because he helped connect both sides of our field.
Yeah, 100%. He's very underrated. I would have thought he was playing Origin this year as well.
Yeah. I thought it was between him and Cam, because Cam Murray hasn't had a great year. So I thought he might take Cam Murray's spot, but...
I would have thought they could have moved Murray into second row, because he started the year at second row.
Yeah, he did. He started on the right edge. But I just love him in the middle.
Yeah, he's so
love
good.
him in the middle.
Cam Murray.
Yeah.
What a bloke. I like Cam Murray.
What a sort.
It's good sort as well. So you're thinking Roosters. I really think
You reckon Raiders will get them?
Will take that top 4. And I don't know what that means for Roosters in the finals.
Yeah, I think history suggests that if you don't make the top 4, it's so hard to win the comp.
Exactly. So if Roosters, but I think Roosters can be that team who can come from outside.
They are that one team that can win it from outside the top 4. Yeah.
Yeah, and Penrith, they've pretty much signed up the minor premiership.
Yeah.
They've got pretty easy run home as well.
Yeah.
Tigers next week, that should be an easy game for them. So I think my prediction for the premiership match, I don't think Penrith. I think Penrith go out and straight sets is my prediction.
Yeah, all right. So lose to either Roosters or Raiders.
Yeah,
and then lose to the other team again. Yeah.
Pretty much, and I think it'll be a Storm.
That's very cool.
Storm Roosters or Storm Raiders grand final this year.
Yeah.
On the back of, they'll have all their superstars back. Monsters back. Smith's back this week, so I think Storm. They're looking. I think they're my team obviously, but I think they're looking very good this year.
Storm versus either Roosters or Raiders.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. I reckon they're probably the 3 most experienced sides of those teams, and that might come into play, especially this year with COVID.
Right. So who makes the 8? I don't. So Tigers, Dragons, Seagulls, even Warriors are all on 12 points.
Yeah.
Sharks on 16 points, but they've been looking very disappointing in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think Sharks drop out the 8?
I don't, just because 2 wins is a lot, and their point difference is better than all 4 of those teams below them.
Yeah.
So that might.
They've got a pretty good draw as well, the Sharks.
I know Tigers have a shocking draw.
Tigers have a very
But it might end up being, that Dragons-Sharks game where they called the try even though Dufty got the ball down first?
It could come.
That might cost the Dragons a final spot.
Yeah. It's bad to say, that one ref call could literally cost the team finals.
Because they'll both be on 14 points instead of 16-12.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference.
And Dragons are in a lot better form as well.
Yeah. After, I think they started shocking, the first 6 rounds or whatever, but since then they've been
so good.
decent.
Yeah, they were at the bottom. They lost, Bulldogs have only been, they only win.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Bulldogs won twice. Who did they beat? They beat Dragons and...
I don't know even.
They didn't beat Broncos.
Surprised. Did they win one of those 2 games before the...
No, I don't think so.
No?
Oh,
who knows?
Shocker.
I just never expect Bulldogs to win.
I know. Just punt against Bulldogs.
They beat the Dragons. Could not tell you.
Do you think the Bulldogs and the who comes out last out of Bulldogs and Broncos?
I reckon Broncos. Like, Broncos are just lucky they got those 2 wins at the start of the year. Like, that's the only reason that they're not last right now. They have been... Like, at least Bulldogs show up, put in an effort.
Every week, yeah.
Like, their roster sucks.
Yeah.
But they put in a solid effort every week.
I was just thinking, like, before COVID, I was thinking they're top 4 easily. Broncos.
Yeah, they had heaps of people,
turned Souths up and then destroyed Cowboys as well. Yeah. But Cowboys, like, they've been disappointed since.
Yeah, because Bulldogs have a better point difference than Broncos, so if Bulldogs can snatch up a win somewhere. I thought today, though, would have been the day they could have snatched up a win, and they weren't able to do it, so...
Yeah, and they had, even with Warriors, they had Tohu Harris at 7.
Yeah.
You got to be beating teams without, like, halves if you want to get off the bottom. I still think... 100%. I'm with you. I think Broncos, they don't come off... they don't win another game this season.
Yeah.
I think 6 points, and which is unbelievable for like one of the...
Yeah, they've never got the wooden spoon, ever.
Never.
Yeah, they've never got it.
When they came in 1988, something like that.
I think so. Yeah, and even like, this is one of their worst results, or through 15 rounds, this is like the worst they've ever been. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like, if anyone said at the beginning of the year Broncos would come last, no one...
And usually I hate Broncos just because from Sydney.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like feel sorry for it.
Yeah.
Especially because they have like Payne Haas, Tony Staggs, Pat Carrigan, like people that turn up every week.
Yeah, their roster is...
Their roster is way better than
top 8. Yeah, they're a top 8 roster. Losing Fafita next year and losing... I think Tony Staggs wants to get out of there as well.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if all of them want to get out at this point. TPJ.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I think I wouldn't mind if Melbourne snatch up Katani because Josh Adokar and Vunivalu.
Yeah, they're both gone.
Yeah. So we have a fair few.
What about Josh Adokar wanting to play fullback? What do you reckon? Could he?
I don't think. Or depends. So if he wants to move to a Sydney club.
Yeah.
So he's got. We'll count Dragons in that Sydney sort of area. Yeah. Dragons, Tigers, Seagulls, Sharks, Rabbitohs and Roosters.
Dogs.
And dogs. Okay. If he goes to Roosters or Rabbitohs, he's not playing fullback.
Yeah. But like Roosters can't afford him.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what the salary.
Roosters, they can afford anyone this way, I reckon. Sharks, they're playing William Kennedy at fullback.
Yeah. Well, when everyone's fit, they're playing Matt Moylan at fullback.
Moylan, yeah.
But and then they've had injuries galore as well, so...
I think he might end up back at the Tigers.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking as well.
Adam Dewey's
playing fullback right now.
And he's not
He's not a fullback
really. So I think if he does play fullback, he'll go to the Tigers.
Yeah. But, I just see him as an out-and-out winger.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a good finisher. And fullback, you got to learn how to properly set up your defensive line.
I think that's the main thing. He won't be able to communicate properly in defence. And I don't see him as a fantastic ball player.
Yeah, exactly. That as well. Because they're like a second 5'8" nowadays.
Exactly, yeah. So, Josh Adokar, I think he's heading to the Tigers next year.
Yeah.
Playing fullback, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, Origin at the end of the year.
Yep.
Let's go through the Blues lineup.
Yep.
Tedesco will be fullback.
Yeah.
Winger, one will be Josh Adokar, and then the other, I personally think Kotrick.
I have Nick Kotrick as well.
Nick Kotrick over Ferguson.
Yeah.
Currently, he hasn't scored any tries this season.
Even last year, Kotrick was picked first, got injured, so Ferguson came in. Mm-hmm. I think Kotrick gets his spot back.
Kotrick, he scored pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Like, he scores every week.
Yeah.
Centres, Travojevic when he's fit.
Yep.
And then Jack Wyden.
Yeah.
Will have to come in there. But I'd really like Katani Staggs. I think he's very destructive.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
I still see Jack Wyden and Turbo being...
I think Freddie will go for them.
Yeah. But I think Staggs and Lomax are the centres of the future.
Yeah. Lomax. Yeah. And Lomax also brings goal kicking into it, so which is really good for us.
Well, Nathan Cleary will be there the whole time anyway.
That is true,
so Nathan Cleary's got that sorted.
So then if we move into 6 and 7, should be Kiri and Cleary.
If both are fit, it's Kiri Cleary.
Yeah. But the one thing I don't like about that, really Kiri, even though he plays 6 for Roosters,
like
he is a 7.
Yeah,
he's a 7 out now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they'll manage that.
He played with Cooper Cronk, and I reckon Kiri can manage playing next to anyone.
That is true.
Yeah.
They're both. Yeah, they're both. They
can
both
pick themselves. I reckon
exactly.
this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Forwards. Who was last year's forwards? I think Paul Vaughan was in there.
David Clemmer and Paul Vaughan started.
Yeah, and Clemmer I think will start again this year.
I think Clemmer. I have Clemmer and Haas.
Payne Haas. Yeah.
My only thing with because of COVID, Origin is 5 weeks after finals.
Yeah.
So people from Broncos, Dragons, who have multiple Origin players, they wouldn't have played for 5 weeks. So
yeah,
I don't know how much of a difference that'll make in selection, but
that is actually a good point. Yeah. I think they will. I think Freddie will obviously have contact with those players Haas and those people in Dragons.
They would have to go straight because they can't leave the bubble, because if they break that, they would have to do another 2 weeks. So I'm assuming they'll have some sort of New South Wales camp, that people join every single... Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, just because of that bubble. Because otherwise you've got to quarantine for 2 weeks and you can't train.
Yeah, I actually didn't... there's so much things to think about with COVID.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting Origin series just because of all that as well.
Yeah. Obviously, Cody Walker was 6th last year. Yeah. Does he make it onto the bench at least this year?
I don't have him making the bench.
Yeah. All right. I think he hasn't shown much.
Yeah.
Ever since that first Origin game, hasn't shown much to show why he should be 6 or even in the New South Wales squad.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have him.
Hooker, Damien Cook.
Yeah. Coruscant's playing really well, but it's hard to change a winning team.
Yeah. I think... Well, Cook hasn't been playing out of his skin this year, but he's been sold enough.
Yeah, hasn't done enough to lose his job.
Exactly, yeah. It's his spot to lose. So
yeah.
Coruscant, he's been playing.
Yeah, he's been playing gun.
I reckon he'll be Dalian Hooker the year.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Or Harry Grant. That's him or Harry Grant.
Yeah,
or even Cameron Smith. But they've all got. I think all of them not played.
Yeah, they've all not played, and Coruscant might not play next week because he came off with an injury this week.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah. So that'll be an interesting race.
Yeah, apparently it's just minor calf, and they might just rest him next week and play the week after. So
yeah, they're only playing. They're not playing a very good team next week either. So second row for New South Wales. I think Cameron Murray moves into there to
starts.
Yeah, I think Cameron Murray starts second row with Tyson Frizzell.
How does Cordner not get picked?
I don't know.
Even Fittler's already said earlier this year. He said, as long as I'm coach, Cordner will be my first pick, and he'll be captain.
I was just thinking Cordner would retire this year for some reason.
He's missing a lot of games, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but Freddie said if Cordner's available, he'll be first picked, and he'll be captain.
Yeah, I just forgot about Cordner. I'm just gonna be honest.
Because I have Cordner and Frizzell. The only thing about Frizzell is whether, him being Dragons and not playing finals, would that impact possibly Angus Crichton or a Ryan Madison coming in and starting?
Ryan Madison, he's been very good.
Yeah. I think Frizz will be there no matter what.
Yeah.
It's more will he be an 80-minute second rower if he hasn't played for 5 weeks? Or would you rather put Madison or Crichton start there and Frizz can come off the bench and play a bit in the middle as well?
Yeah, he can play. He's pretty dynamic in terms of position.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could play anywhere. So, Maddo, I had Maddo from my bench.
Madison over Crichton?
I had both of them on my bench.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then, so lock, obviously, I think Victor Radley would be there, barring injury or whatever happens there.
Yeah.
Which knocks out... So Cameron Murray played 13 last year.
You're completely forgetting Jake Trbojevic, I reckon.
Oh,
Jake Trbojevic will be the starting 13.
Radley...
versus Cam
Murray versus Dale Finucane.
Oh, man.
I forgot about
Jake Trbojevic will be the starting lock.
Oh, that is so bad for me. That is poor. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Freddie likes Jake Trbojevic as well. So
there's no way he doesn't get picked. Even if he doesn't play, he won't play finals and he'll be picked. Regardless, he will start at 13.
Oh, this is not good for me. Queensland's going to get absolutely done. Yeah. So then, because I was thinking my bench was Pappenhausen, Lomax. Who did I say? The 2 second rows? Madison and Crichton.
So you have no middle forward on your bench. Well, now Murray, it depends on what you want to do with him.
Yeah.
So, and I have Wade Graham as well.
Oh, there's so many for New South Wales.
So I have Cam Murray, Wade Graham. I don't have any utility. So Wade Graham is sort of my utility. Right. And I have between Angus Crichton and Ryan Madison, if Frizzell starts, and between Saifidi and Vaughan.
Is Campbell Gillard New South Wales?
Yeah, he is. He's playing well this year. I personally just don't like him that much.
Saifidi's been...
And I reckon there's better forwards than RCG, but...
He has been playing good this year.
Yeah.
So no Pappenhausen? You don't think?
I don't have Pappenhausen.
No utility?
No, I don't have utility. I just like if you have Wade Graham, I think he can cover so much.
He's basically a 5'8" in a second row.
I would kind of have probably Wade Graham and Ryan Madison, because Madison can play a couple of positions as well. Yeah. The only reason I might maybe pick Angus Crichton is because he's played Origin before, so he has a bit more experience.
Mm-hmm. The Queensland side, last year, they had a fair few injuries throughout Origin. Callum Ponga didn't play the last one. I think Callum Ponga obviously will start there this year. Wingers is going to be interesting because last year they had... I
think it was Gagai and Oates.
Yeah, Gagai and Oates. And I
have Oates losing his spot to Valentine Holmes.
Yeah, and I think if that happens, they will... Because last year the centres for Queensland were Morgan and Will Chambers.
Yeah.
Will Chambers obviously gone, and Morgan still playing at centre.
I think he'll have to play there. And I have Moses Ambai as the other centre. Queensland don't have that many options.
See, I had Ponga at fullback, and then I had Carlfeld and Valentine Holmes, and then
I don't know if Carlfeld's playing good enough to get
but I think if you put him in a good enough team, he's similar to Gagai. I reckon he would be like
where he would
turn up for Origin because he's getting such good service from Ponga. And
so you just wouldn't pick Moses Ambai?
I just no.
Because I don't like rating that high either, but I just
he's
don't
the best
know who
pretty much.
Queensland picked.
I think he's an out and out 14. I reckon.
Yeah, he is
for Queensland especially.
Yeah, for a rep team, he's definitely a 14, but I wouldn't even pick him as a 14 for this team.
Yeah. 5/8 would be Munster, obviously.
Yeah, I think Munster, Cherry Evans will kick themselves in the halves.
Mm-hmm. Props, I was going Josh Papali for one prop and Christian Welch as my other prop.
I had Welch on my bench because I had Josh Maguire starting at prop and I had Jairo starting at lock.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on his health.
Yeah.
Apparently he's meant to be back, but depending on health. Otherwise, I would have Welch starting at prop and Maguire.
What was his injury?
I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think... How long he's out for?
But I saw... I can't remember what his injury was, but I'm pretty sure he's meant to be back before the end of the season.
Yeah, that's a huge signing for Souths as well.
Yeah, 100%.
They with their team as well, they've got so many... they've got such a good roster. They should be really pushing for top 4, and they've been quite disappointing.
I don't know if it's like... Because for me, Latrell is just not a fullback.
He's not.
Or I don't know if maybe he needs a proper off-season where he can get that kind of fit, but...
They need a...
Right
he's
now,
not,
I don't like it.
Especially with the new rules, Tedesco is pretty much the formula for what fullback you kind of want.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that with how Pappenhausen's playing now, and Ponga's trying to get involved like with those offloads.
Yeah. Just look at the analysis. Jairo AC joint TBC for when he comes back.
That's not a good sign to be confirmed.
But if not, then I would have Welch start as well.
Yeah. And he's been playing pretty good.
Yeah. He would definitely be my 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For 9. This is an interesting... there's a few who could be there. It's between Jake Friend, Ben Hunt and Harry Grant.
Yep.
I think they stick with Ben Hunt.
Yeah, I do too.
But I think they'll have Harry Grant in the camp.
Yeah.
Just to learn off it and just to get the experience.
I actually think they might even pick him on the bench.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bit of like a Brandon Smith kind of option.
Yeah. So I think I have him on my bench for Queensland.
Right.
With Hunt starting. And then he can sort of come on and play a bit of dummy half, and Hunt can play as another half in the middle, and he can still defend in the middle.
Yeah. I think Dragons... He was playing 7 at the beginning with Corey Norman.
Yeah.
Adam Queen, he wasn't even playing.
Yeah, he wasn't playing. Yeah.
And then Cameron McInnes at 9. I think they found the formula with McInnes at 13.
Yeah.
And Hunt at 9.
Yeah.
I think he still wants to play 7 though.
Yeah, he does. He wants to be a 7, but I feel like I don't know if it's the pressure of playing 7, but at 9, he just seems like he's so much more free.
I think it's because he's a really clever player as well. He gets that first touch of the ball, like Cameron Smith, and then he can put his influence on the game. Yeah. So I think he's found a spot at 9. I
like him at 9 as well.
Yeah. Second row, Felice Kafusi as 1.
Yeah.
I was thinking Pangar's New South Wales, right?
Who?
Pangar?
Yeah, he's New South Wales. I have David Fafita as my other starting second row.
They had Offengower.
Offengowie?
Yeah. That's I don't know. Starting last year, didn't they?
I think he came off the bench last year. No, they had Matt Gillette still there last year. They had Gillette and Kafusi last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I would still have Offengowie on my bench.
Yeah.
But I would have Kafusi and David Fafita.
Yeah. David Fafita.
Yeah.
I think Titans, they make the 8 next year with their squad.
Yeah.
Tino.
I think or at least they're definitely competing for the 8. 100%.
I think with Tino and Fafita coming, that will start attracting more people to be like, their squad's actually...
Some rumours about Cam Smith, I can't see it happening. Cannot. Apparently the rumours came because his wife was looking at houses in the Gold Coast area. But
I think their family was originally from like Brisbane.
And Gold Coast isn't far. Who wouldn't want to live in Gold Coast? I wouldn't be surprised if that's just where they want to live after footy.
Exactly.
Because they do, I know, I've heard him say he wants to move back to Queensland after.
Yeah. I think, I heard a story that during Melbourne Storm career, like I think after 2010, after that sad cup, he got offers to go back to the Broncos. And he was really thinking about
that
would have been messed if he went there. I would not be happy.
But I can't see him leave. Like, surely he can't play 450 games or whatever for Melbourne and then just do one season elsewhere.
Because I think if he goes, that will ruin his legacy.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Titans are not the best team.
Yeah.
And they're not.
But then, if he takes them to a final spot or even competing for like top 4 spot, then...
Thing is, I think if he left Storm just after they won in 2017 to Titans, he could take them to finals into the 2021 season.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can do it right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lock, you had...
I had Jairo if he's fit. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, Welch would start and Maguire at lock.
Yeah. Agreed. Queensland have a major depth problem.
Yes.
They really have, especially in their backs, they don't have much.
Yeah.
I think that's where they fell down last year because first game is pretty much their best side versus New South Wales' best side.
Yeah.
And it was probably the most competitive game they had.
Yeah. Because last game, it looks closer than, like... They scored 2...
tries out of nowhere.
Shocking tries at the end that New South Wales shouldn't have allowed.
Yeah.
But,
100%.
Yeah, that first game, that was closest for sure.
Yeah. And then... So, bench... Who do you have for...
So, I had Welch, Offengowie, Harry Grant, and I had Fodawaker as
well. Yeah, that's actually
the Titans problem.
Yeah.
So
some of the Titans players, they could get a start, I reckon.
Yeah.
They've been playing pretty good.
Because, I was looking through who Queensland could even selected.
Right, yeah.
I don't, like, their depth compared to New South Wales' depth is
absolutely terrible.
Shocking at the moment. So New South Wales have to try and make this their own little dynasty.
Yeah, I think I have a similar to your bench, but I have a Scott Drinkwater on there to come off as similar to a 14 like Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
Especially like with the new rule, I don't know how they will play. Because there's like 2 6 again rules, isn't there, for what we have now? There's like 6 again for rock infringements, and then 6 again. There's 6 again for something else they put in. I don't know how fast
I'm not sure. I just know about the rock.
Yeah, I know there's they put in another one after like round 4, round 5.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast they'll make the game.
Yeah.
It's because Origin itself
Origin's already faster.
Yeah. So I think they'll cut back on that. But if they don't, I think you got to have someone like a Pappenhausen or a Drinkwater who come in.
Yeah, right.
It'd be very effective.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I feel like Drinkwater makes so many mistakes playing at the Cowboys. Most weeks that I've watched him, he's making multiple errors a game.
Yeah, he was tipped to be the next Billy Slater.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But now there's a bit of a logjam at Cowboys with fullback and halves. Yeah. They have multiple options that probably aren't good enough.
Yeah.
No one's forcing themselves to be in there, except for Michael Morgan, obviously.
Yeah. Michael Morgan doesn't make your bench?
He's
playing
center.
Yeah, he makes my bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Alright, predicting... What do you think your origin prediction is?
Oh, New South Wales will win.
Yeah, 2-1 or 3-0?
I'm going to say 3-0. 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
I think... I would have said last year should have been a 3-0 year for New South Wales.
Yeah.
Well,
I think this year squad depth will matter the most.
The amount of injuries we've seen during the season, I think it's up 70% plus looking at NRL physio, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's
more injuries and more long-term injuries as well. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I got to back my boys. I'm gonna go Queensland 2-1.
Yeah, nah. New South Wales whitewash.
Whitewash. I think it might be a whitewash. Alright. Should we move on to NBA?
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
But you would think they should be making the NBA finals, but the way they're playing, they might lose to Miami Heat in the next round.
That is very true. Miami Heat, they've been playing. What, they're 3-0 up?
Yeah, they're 3-0 up. Yeah.
That I thought that was going to be the closest.
Yeah, me too. But because Indiana's missing Sabonis, who's like either their best or second best player, and I think with him it would have been a really good series. But without, he's just too good for him.
Dragic and Adebayo playing very well.
Yeah.
Celtics, their talent up 76ers.
Yeah. Yeah, 70. Without, as soon as they lost Ben Simmons, it was over for them. And Embiid doesn't
He's not a guy. He can't carry.
He doesn't demand the ball enough. Or I don't know if it's the coach not calling enough plays for him, but he should just be running straight into the post and just demanding the ball.
He's still average.
He'll still
get 30 points a game.
He'll easily get 30 a game, but
he could easily get 40.
For them to win, he has to get 40 and 20.
Yeah, 100%. Lakers, series tied currently at 1-1.
It's 2-1 now. Lakers won.
2-1.
Lakers won today.
Oh, did they win? Sorry, I didn't watch any games today. So how'd they play today?
Oh, they played LeBron played gun today. I think he had 38, 12 and 8 today.
All right,
and he only played 34 and a half minutes. So they beat him pretty comfortably. It was close-ish at times as Carmelo got real hot in the third quarter and CJ McCollum was hot in the first half. But for me, Lakers looked in control for most of the game. They didn't look like they were going to lose.
Mm-hmm. How many games do you see this series going to?
I reckon it's 5 games.
5 games.
Lakers win the next 2 and they just wrap it up in 5. I don't think they're not good enough to beat the Lakers.
Yeah, they were. I was surprised when they won that first game as well. Looking at their team compared to Lakers' team, obviously they should be. And
it was just when I was looking at the stats after the game, it was just Lakers just missed so many open threes that
Thunder versus Rockets.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm happy that OKC won today. I was watching today and almost blew it, but. Just because I want to see Russell Westbrook play in this series. He hasn't played yet because he's still injured. But just because it's against his old team, I just want to see it happen.
Entertaining.
Yeah. So the longer the series goes, the better, I reckon.
Especially with Rockets, if Harden doesn't score 40, I don't think they convincingly win or
they don't convincingly win. He's either got to get a whole bunch of points or a whole bunch of assists.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So who do you think? Do you think Rockets?
Rockets win that one.
Series?
I reckon in 6.
In 6.
Yeah. Figuring OKC's good enough to win one more.
One more, yeah. It'll be interesting. I think in that series. So how long's Westbrook out for?
He's been listed as questionable pretty much now. So I think he could return. I don't think he'll come back next game, but maybe the game after.
Right.
I reckon he should be able to play.
Yeah. With Westbrook in the side as well, they should.
Yeah.
Tower.
And I think they should try and bring Westbrook back before the next round because you want to get some sort of team chemistry going before you have to play against the Lakers.
A good team, yeah. Who have we not done? Clippers, Mavs.
Oh yeah, that's a good series.
That is a good series. Luka Doncic, he's in fantastic form.
Yeah, he's playing gun, but he had I think it was an ankle last game.
Yeah.
So I think he's questionable as well. I'm hoping he plays because.
Yeah, last time I was watched the first quarter. He got so many points, so many assists in that first quarter, and then got that ankle injury, went off. I really think if he was there, Mavs win that game.
Yeah. I think even the first game, if Kristaps Porzingis didn't get ejected,
I don't really understand what happened there.
So it was like 2 technicals, but both were so soft.
Yeah,
so soft. Like, he did not deserve to be ejected. Yeah. The first one especially, like, he was just annoyed at a bad call. But apparently the rule is if you make any sort of action towards a ref, like he made a fist or something, and then apparently that's an automatic tech. Wow. And the second one was just he came in because someone pushed Luka, and he kind of pushed them back, and they were like, "That's a T as well."
That's
in my opinion, that might have cost them the game. But
so Clippers leading 2-1.
Yeah.
Do you think Mavs can take the series?
I don't think so. Only if Luke is fully fit, yes. But I think even if he is playing, his ankle is not 100%.
Yeah.
And
he won't demand as much ball. With that ankle injury.
Yeah. So Clippers. I see Clippers maybe in 6. I still see Mavs making every game's been competitive. Yeah. So I still see Mavs at least taking one more, but I think Clippers in 6.
Yeah. Toronto basically wrapped up.
Yeah.
That series.
That's a sweep.
That was a very easy game series to have.
Yeah.
Against the Nets, they're not really performing fantastically.
Yeah. And I mean, half their players are at home.
Yeah. Jazz versus Nuggets.
Yeah, this is good as well.
Nuggets won the first game, and then Jazz won the next 2.
Yeah. Nuggets won the first game in overtime as well. Yeah. And the Jazz have destroyed them the next 2 games.
Yeah. Who's been on top? Like, who's been Jazz's best player?
Oh, Donovan Mitchell. Like, for sure. Yeah. He had 57 the first game, which is the 3rd highest player score
that was crazy.
ever. And then, he is dominating. And Nuggets are underperforming. Nuggets are way better than they are playing right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it's just a matchup, because sometimes it's all about matchups, right? You're just playing this one team. So if you don't match up well against that team, it might be just that Gobert against Jokic.
Yeah.
Maybe it just makes Jokic not as effective, and that's costing him. But
I think for Nuggets to win, Jokic has to win that battle against Gobert for them to win. So you think Jazz takes the series?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I reckon it goes 7. Yeah. And I reckon I'm going to pick the Nuggets in 7.
Ooh. Yeah. I was thinking Jazz in 7. Yeah. With the way, like, they should have, the first game could have
could have gone either. So it could easily be 3-0. Yeah, that is fair. That is a fair call.
Yeah. Who else have we got in this one? I think that's all.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Who wins the West Conference and who wins the East Conference? So that's right.
So I think Lakers and Rockets play each other next round, and Lakers will win that.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Obviously, I think the winner of that series in Lakers versus Rockets will win.
You don't think Clippers could? Because Clippers are the team that worries me. They're so good, they can be so good defensively.
Yeah.
But
well, the thing is, are they? Mavs, they're good, but they're not a Lakers and they're not a Rockets. So are Clippers underperforming against Mavericks, or are Mavs overperforming?
Because Mavericks actually have one of the best offenses ever.
Yeah.
I think they actually might have had the highest efficiency rating or something like that this year, ever. But they just can't defend as well at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think Mavericks, with like Luka playing more minutes and Porzingis playing more minutes, they're going gun. But I think Clippers versus Lakers will be a really good series, and it depends on Anthony Davis for me, and Anthony Davis and Paul George for that, because Paul George hasn't showed up the last 2 games. And
I think when Kawhi and Paul George, when they get similar sort of stats,
if they both turn up, they're such a hard team to beat.
Exactly. Yeah. So it'll be Clippers. You're predicting?
I'm going to pick Lakers because I go for Lakers. But I think Clippers versus Lakers. That'll be an awesome series as well.
Yeah, that'll be 100%. Great series. If Paul George turns up, I think Clippers takes that series.
Yeah, I agree.
And wins.
But if Anthony Davis turns up, because there's no one that can really match up with Anthony Davis. So if he turns up,
that's true.
Yeah.
Who is Clippers' big man?
They would play Montrezl Harrell against. They start Zubac, but Montrezl Harrell is like the one that plays majority of the minutes, and they have Marcus Morris as well, who plays a lot of. So that's what they have, a lot of people that can play multiple minutes on LeBron and on AD, which is why it's not a great matchup for the Lakers. But I do think Lakers have best player, in my opinion, best player in the world in LeBron, and AD is probably 6th or 7th best player in the world. I reckon they can take him.
So West is one of the LA teams will be, we reckon, and then East. Well,
East is pretty interesting.
Yeah, before anything happened, I would have said Bucks.
Yeah, me too.
But the way they've been playing is shocking, really, for the Bucks.
For their level, yeah. Especially Chris Middleton. Giannis is still playing like Giannis.
Yeah.
But Chris Middleton has to show up. And he's not that, like, most teams, like, Kawhi has Paul George, LeBron has 80. Chris Middleton's not on that same level.
Yeah, he's not.
As those other second best players.
And, like, I reckon he is very overrated in terms of when he gets all-star picks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If he wasn't with Giannis, if he was on, say, a Nets, for example, I don't think he gets picked.
Yeah, neither do I. It's only because like Bucks are on track to win like 70 games or whatever. You have to pick 2 of them to be all-stars.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think looking at the form of this series in the East, I think Celtics, they could definitely win East very easily.
I have Raptors beating Celtics next round. I really like the Raptors. How they look. They don't have a star in my not a superstar. Pascal Siakam. He's a star, but he's just not on that. So they are a proper team.
They all they work together. Yeah. It's a very good chemistry.
Yeah, they can have like 5 people score 20 points.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good.
So
like in the last game,
and defensively, they're like one of the best in the league. So I have Raptors coming out of the East.
Yeah, perfect example. First game, I think it was first game. Second game, they've got Lowry, Van Vliet, Powell, and Siakam. If you got one more point, they all score 20 points, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you think Raptors? Does Raptors play?
They'll play Boston next round.
Yeah.
They're both about to sweep, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it should be Raptors Boston.
And
Gordon Hayward's out for Celtics.
Oh right, okay.
So I think it obviously weakens Celtics. It's not a big loss in my opinion because they kind of had a logjam at that position anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think Raptors will take him.
That's interesting. I think so. And then Bucks if they win.
Yeah.
Which they should.
They should. If both teams, Bucks and Miami, if they're both playing at their best, Bucks should be winning.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it'll be Bucks versus... So you're saying Bucks versus Raptors for the Eastern Conference?
And I have Raptors. And what, you're saying Celtics versus Bucks?
Yeah.
And then Celtics coming through?
Yeah. That's my prediction.
Who do you have winning the whole thing then? So you would have... who are you picking for West?
I think Clippers.
Clippers. Okay. So you'd have Clippers, Celtics, and I'd have Lakers, Raptors.
Yeah. Clippers, which is... It's kind of weird. Like, I would have thought at the beginning of the season, Bucks, Lakers was probably what it was going to be, but their form...
Like, a bit of bias is coming out. I reckon I would, if I was just had no emotions, I was just betting on it, I'd bet on the Clippers.
Yeah.
But I want to see the Lakers.
Alright. I think that's all the NBA.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Wrap up the desert.
What do we say? What do you
Dose.
Alright. Thanks for listening, boys. What do you reckon I should say?
I don't know. Some sort of any for. Dose.
Like and subscribe. I need to say that.
Or you just be like, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening to...
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for coming on, Ruben.
No worries.
It's a very good episode today. If you're watching there, please like and subscribe so we can keep doing these episodes, and I'll see you guys next week.